Daf Be'ezus Hashem is Besechta Bava Basra Daf Ayin Ches 78, and we are beginning by the Mishnah on Daf Ayin Ches Amud Aleph. Make it bigger over here, and here we are. And the Mishnah is talking about like this. Again, what is included in a sale when you sell a car? Okay, let's say the guy had a cup holder in the car. Okay, I get over it. We just bald by the Mishnah. Do the Mishnah. The Mishnah. Zug the Heilige Mishnah. So again, when we sell something, what's included in the sale? Is included in the sale when you sell a car. So all the peripherals, let's say the cell phone holder, is that included in the sale in the car? The cup holder, extra cup holders, or anything that you bought, hanging air fresheners, are that included in the sale? So same thing idea. This is what the Mishnayos are talking about. Someone sells a donkey. Loi mochar kelim, not sell the kelim. What is the kelim of a donkey? So we're going to learn what are the kelim of the donkey. But presumably, I bring up the pictures over here. You have diska and kumni. These are things that you need to learn. And we'll talk about them. These are things that hold loads on the donkey. All right, we'll see about that. Nachum Hamadi says, Mochar Caleb. Those are included in the sale. So it's a machlekes between is it included in the sale or is it not included in the sale. So the Gemara says, the Mishnah says, Rabbi Yehuda says, Pa'amim mechurim upa'amim einon mechurim. Sometimes they're included in the sale, and sometimes it's not sold. How do you know? Ketzat. A ketzat, what would be the case? Hoya chamor lefanov, the kelev olive. Let's say there's a donkey, and on it there was the kelim on it. Okay, it's tools, it's carrying tools on it. V'amalai, and you approached the seller and you said, Mechor li chamor chazeh, sell me this donkey. So you said this donkey, presumably it has the stuff on it, the kelim on it. Hare Caleb Mechurim, and everything is included in sale. But let's say you walked over to somebody who wasn't even selling, and you said, Chamarchahu, is this your donkey? And the guy says, yes, I want to buy it. So really, this only included in the sale is the donkey, and not the Caleb that are on the donkey. Ein Caleb Mechurim. The Caleb are not part of the sale. Okay, so now let's just examine the Mishnah again. A guy sells a donkey. What's not included in the sale, according to the Tanna Kama, are Caleb. The Mishnah doesn't describe what Caleb are included. What are we talking about? These Caleb are included in the sale. So this is what Ula is coming to explain. Ula said, the machlokes between Nachum Hamadi and the Tanna Kama is besak v'duskaya v'kumni. Let's say a sack. Diskaya, as I say in the picture, is a double sack, and a kumni. We're going to learn later on. Kumni is one of these things that a woman sits on. It's not a saddle, but it's also meant to hold a load, like a passenger. Okay, it's meant to hold a passenger, not the rider. So then the Tanna Kama Savar. So what the Tanna Kama holds, it's not included in the sale. You can the seller of the donkey can take it all. Can take it with him. Why? Stam chamar lirkov. Okay. The whole purpose of a donkey is to ride on. These are things that you add on. These are the options, like you add to a car options. So these are options. So therefore, they're not included in the sale. The Nachum Hamadi holds stam chamar, a regular donkey, lemasoi koi, is really used for a load. Okay, so if it's used for a load, well, those are not options. Those are standard options. Those are standard items that come with a donkey. So when you're buying the donkey, you're buying the sack and the duskaya and the kumni, because they're meant to hold loads. But Avo says no ola ukaf umurdas kilkali v'chevek. Ukaf umurdas kilkali v'chevek. So let's see what ukaf umurdas is. So here's ukaf umurdas. So ukaf is on the picture over here. This thing around it, and murdas is the towel that goes underneath the saddle. Basically, these are kalim that have a dual use. They're used for the rider, and they're also sometimes they have like a pouch in there where you can put stuff in there. So it could both be used as a load or to ride on. So those Divri Hakol, everybody would agree, Nachum Amadi and the Tanakama especially, that's Mechurin is part of the sale. Because no matter what side of the seesaw you're on, whether you hold the point of a chamar is to ride on or for a load, to carry loads, this does both. So therefore it's included in the sale. Okay, says the Gemara Meisvei, I'm going to ask you a question. Chamor v'kelov ani moichel lecha. If a guy says, I'm selling you a donkey with its items, with its kelim, I'm selling it to you. So here he specifically said, I'm selling you the kelim. Harezeh mochar as a ukev as a medas as a kikliv as a chevek. You sell the ukaf and all the other things that we said before, but the saddle and the medas and other things, but loy mocha sak the sakaya bekumni, the sack and the double sack and the chair for the lady, those are not included in the sale. Uvizman she'ama he b'chol mashaleh. But if you said in the contract, I'm buying the chamar, or the guy selling the chamar with it and everything that's included, harei kulim mechurim, then everything is included in the sale. So it's not only the ukaf, madas, and kilkali, but even the sak and the sky of a kumni. Now, this is a problematic to Ula, because Ula said that the machloik, you don't have to say chamar v'kelev ani moichel, a regular chamar. You don't say the kelim. And then the Nachum Amadi will say that it would be included in the sale. The ukaf, madas, or everything would be included in sale. So here you just said Ula said ukaf, madas, kilkali, chelbel are always included in the sale, but here the Brisa seems to emphasize time of the amalei chamar v'kelev. Who the kani ukaf madas? Only if you said chamar and kelev, then the ukaf madas comes along. Haloi amalei hachi. But if you didn't say so, loy. It wouldn't be counted. It wouldn't be counted. And Ula said before that just by selling the chamor without even saying the words the kelev, ukaf, madas, and kilkali are all included in the sale. So this brisa seems to refute Ula. Answers the Gemara, no. Huadin, the brisa means to say that the saddle is always included in the sale. Huadin, the afagav the loy omar le chamar v'kelem. Even if you didn't say the word chamor and the kelem, name ukaf madas mechurim. The ukaf and madas are always part of the sale. Again, the saddle and the towel, the thing underneath the saddle are always included in the sale. You don't have to say that. So why did you say chamor v'kelem? Hakamashmalim. The Bryce is teaching you something different. The afagav the omalei chamar v'kelem. Even if you would emphasize, I'm selling the chamar and all its kelim, that still would only sak v'diskaya v'kumni like kane. Then the sak and the skaya and the kumni are not included in the sale, because the Bryce holds like the Rabbanan that right ukaf murdas, which have a dual purpose, are included in sale because basically it's used to be for the rider. But the sak and the sky of a kumni, even if you said chamor v'kelev, I'm selling to you, are not included in the sale because the sak and the skaya are used for carrying loads. Those are options. So those are not included in the sale. When the guy said, I'm selling you a donkey, he meant just the donkey, but not these items that are meant to hold a load, like the skaya and the sack, which is the trunk, or whatever you wanted, the bike rack that you want to call. Now, the Gemara just wants to, for definitions, my chumni. What is the meaning of this word chumni? It's not a saddle. And how does it hold a load? It's a special seat for, let's say you want to have an extra rider on it for women, so you put the seat on. And this is chumni, and here's a picture of the woman on the extra seat. A kilkali is this thing over here, and chabak is a ring. Basically, these things are meant for the rider, but also they have pouches inside. Probably you can store items in there. Okay, now the Gemara asks another question. New Gemara. Ibaylahu, I'm asking you a question. Now, the machlokes again is, Tanakama holds, you sell a chamar, the kelim are not included. The sack, right, is not included. Nachum Amoidah, the kelim are included. Now, where is the sack? Where is this option over here? Where's the sack? Is it on the animal? The skaya. Is it on the animal? That's the machlokes, or is it off the animal? So let's see. Ibailu will ask you a question. But Oidin olav machlekes. Only when it's on it is a machlekes. Tanakama says it's not including the sale, and Nachum Hamadi says it is including sales. But if it's not on it, Nachum Hamadi would agree it's not included in sale because it wasn't on the animal at the time you made the purchase. Or that's one way to look at it. Idilmo, or would you say olav machlekes? When it's not on it, it is the machlekes. If it's not on it, it's a machlekes. But if it's on it, so even the Chachamim would agree, the Rabbanan would agree to Nachum Hamadi that it is included in the sale, because once it's on it, and you said, I'm buying the Chamar, it means you're including all the options with it. Tashma, come in here. I'll try to, it's Uzman Sh'amalai. If you said, who, B'chol Masha Olav, and if you said, the Brisa says, at the end of the previous brisa, if you said I'm buying this donkey, it and everything that's on it, hare kulan mechurin, everything is included in the sale. Okay, so now everything that's included in the sale, even ukaf, and of course the ukaf, but the sack, the skaya, everything is included in the sale. Now, i'amrit bishlama ba'oidin olav machlokes. If you're going to say that when it's on it is a machlokes, and the chachamim hold that it's not included in the sale. It's normally not included in the sale, right? It's normally not included in the sale. So then I could say Hamani Rabbanani, that the Brisa is the Rabbanim, because normally it's not included in the sale. But if you specifically say who v'chol masha olav, then the Rabbanim would agree that it is included in the sale. Ella I amret b'shein olav machlekes. Yes. If you hold that everybody would agree when it's oidin olav, when it's on it, it's part of the sale. So then, according to that, you didn't have to say hu v'chol masha olav, everything is mechurim, because chol masha olav means that it's the Brisa is trying to say that it is on the animal. So you don't even have to say that because it's automatically included in the sale. So Hamani, who would be the author of the Brisa be? Answers the Gemara, la'olam, really I will tell you, b'she'ein oder machlekes, that really the machlekes is when these items are not on the animal. And the Brisa is not talking about that the sack is on the animal. Really, the sack is off the animal. Rabbanani, answer Rabbanan. And what did you mean to say, hu v'chol masha olav? Not that the sack is on the animal. The ema, what you meant to say is uzman she'amalai hu v'chol masha ra'u liyas olav. Anything that could be put on the animal, that's included in the sale. So then that will be included in the sale. In other words, let us say that if it's oidin olav, if it's on the animal like this, it's always included in the sale. The machlokes when the Rabbanan say that this guy is not included in the sale if it's on the floor. But this is what the Brisa means. If it's on the floor, it's not included in the sale. But if you say, I want everything that could be put onto the animal, even though it's not on the animal, should be included in the sale, the Brisa will say that it is included in the sale. So you don't resolve the question of the circumstances of the machlokes between Nachum Hamadi and the Rabbanan. Tashma, come in here. The end of the Mishnah, Rabbi Huda, as we can see over here, Rabbi Huda, right? The end of the Mishnah. Now, Rabbi Huda is definitely talking about Oidin Olav. So what the Gemara is going to say is, since the Rabbi Huda is talking about Oidin Olav, the beginning of the Mishnah must be talking about Oidin Olav, when it's still on it, the animal. Rabbi Huda says, Rabbi Huda is saying, when it's on it, it's part of the sale. Because, my love, because if you look in the Mishnah, actually, the Mishnah does say, Rabbi Yehuda says, Ketzad, hoyechamal lefana v'keilev olav. So since Rabbi Yehuda said explicitly that the items are on the animal, so then the Tanakama, the machlokes between Nachum Hamadi and the Tanakama must be talking about when the kelim are specifically on the animal. So Amai the Kama Tanakama Koi, Rabbi Yehuda, whatever the Tanakama was talking about, Rabbi Yehuda is talking about. And since it must be that the Tanakama was talking about Oidin Olav, so Rabbi Yehuda also is talking about Oidin Olav. And therefore, your question is resolved, that the Oidin Olav is the machlokes, because the Tanakama must be talking about Oidin Olav the same way Rabbi Yehuda was talking about Oidin Olav. Answers the Gemara, not necessarily so. Rabbi Yehuda, we go to Amid Beis, Milsa Achrita Kama, he's talking about another matter totally. In other words, He's talking about the Tanakama and Nachman Madi have a discussion when it's ain't Oiden Olav. But it's when it's Oiden Olav, everybody holds it's part of the sale. And Rabbi Yehuda comes to say, even if it's Oiden Olav, not always is it part of the sale. So you still have no proof. Tashma coming here. The Mishnah prior to this Mishnah, that talks about a wagon. You're not selling a donkey. The Mishnah that we learned yesterday. Mochas a koren, loy mochas a produce. If you sell a wagon, you didn't sell the mules. The Tana Rav Tachlif bar Marava kamei Rav Abo. Rav Tachlif bar Marava taught in front of Rav Abo. Mochar as a koren, mochan as a produce. If you sell the wagon, you sell the mules. Right? So the Mishnah said, Mochar as a koren, the mules are not included. The wagon only includes the wagon, not the mule. And Rav Khalifa had a brisa that says the wagon, if you sell the wagon, the mules are included. And he taught this brisa in front of Rabbi Bo. Rabbi Bo said, but our Mishnah disagrees. Our Mishnah says the mules are not included in the sale of the wagon. So Rav Khalifa wanted to say, Ismayai, should I erase the brisa? So Rabbi Bo said, no, like not necessarily. To targum masnichsen, our Mishnah is talking about badukim boy. It's tied together. So it's like almost like olav. The mules, the brisa is talking about where the mules are included in the sale is when they're connected to the wagon. And our Mishnah is talking about when it's not connected to the wagon. So we see two Mishnayos ago is discussing when it's not connected. So mechlal the masnisim b'shein einim the boy. So therefore, our Mishnah, the Mishnayos are talking about where they're not connected. Since the first Mishnah discusses when it's not on it, so our Mishnah also is discussing when with the donkey b'shein oiden olav. Since so our Mishnah is discussing with this guy is not on the animal, but it's off the animal, because the previous Mishnah with the mules and the wagon is discussing when the mules are separated from the wagon. So maybe our Mishnah is going along with that theme. So the Gemara says not necessarily so. Adarabba, Ema Reisha. Let's look at the beginning of the brisa. Look at the previous Mishnah. Well, the Mishnah we started the parak with. If you sell a boat, slaves and antiki are not included into the sale. What is an antiki? The cargo that's on the ship. So the first Mishnah, the very, very first Mishnah of the parak is talking about they're connected. So you can say, now let's go to all the Mishnayos. Since the first Mishnah of the parak is talking about when it's on it, so all the Mishnayos are talking about where they're connected. So you can't really judge from one Mishnah to the other Mishnah. Each Mishnah can have its own circumstances. Al Tana Milsa Milikatani. The Tana is talking about each Mishnayos has its own circumstances, and we're not sure about our Mishnah. Some Mishnayos is talking about when they're connected. Some Mishnayos are talking about when they're not connected. So getting back to our Mishnah again, we have a machlekes in our Mishnah. By this case, when you sell a donkey, is the diska, the sack, included? Tanakama says yeah and not, and Nachman Madi says yes, but we don't know where is the machlekes. Is the machlekes is when the diska is on the animal? That's the machlekes, or when it's off the animal is the machlekes, because when it's on the animal, even the Chachamim would agree that it's part of the sale. So we have not resolved that issue. We go on to this topic over here. We just said that there are some people that hold that a lot of things are included into a sale. Okay, a lot of things are included in the sale. By the way, here's a picture over here of where a donkey is connected to the wagon. We had this before. Okay, now we have a lot of things that where the donkey is included into the wagon. So let's see. Included in the sale. Amar Abaya, Rab Laza, Rab Shimon Gamliel, Rab Meir, Rab Nasim, Sumchus, V'Nacham Amadi, Kulis Virulu. All these Tanoim hold ki mezaben inish midi. When a person sells something, iu v'chol tashmitei mezaben. All the options and all the kalim that are attached to that item that you're selling are included in the sale. These Tanoim are very generous when a person is selling. Rab Laza, the Tanah we learned in the Mishnah. Rab Laza Oima, Hamoiche es beis abad, mochas akara. If you're selling this olive press, then the beam is included. You know, sometimes you can dislodge the beam and you can store it. This is included in the sale. That's the opinion. So we see Rabbi Lazar is more generous when a person sells. Rab Shimon ben Gamliel, that now we have Rab Shimon ben Gamliel saying the same idea. Rab Shimon ben Gamliel oimer hamoiches eir. If you sell a city, moches a santer. The santer is included. The santer was like a worker that worked in the city. He did the surveys of the city. Okay, so Rab Shimon ben Gamliel says if you own an entire city, and then the santer goes along with it, he's part of the sale. Rab Meir, the Tanya we learned to the Brisa, Rab Meir says, if you sell a grape tree, okay, a vine, all the sticks that hold up the vine are included in the sale. Rab Nosson is Sumchis. When Rab Nosson is Sumchis, we had in the previous Mishnayos, if you sell a boat, even the mini boat, the raft attached to the boat is part of the sale. Bitzas of diggis are attached to the sale, because every big boat, if it has a hard time getting into harbor, so then it would anchor itself out in the deep sea, and you would take these mini boats to come ashore. So that's called bitzas v'digis. So Rab Nosson says those are included in the sale. Nacham Amadi in our Mishnah, Had Amram, we say you buy a donkey, you get all the sacks that are normally can be attached to the donkey. So now we're discussing one last point in the Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda, why is the difference when you say chamor chazu, I'm buying this donkey, if you're saying I'm buying that donkey. If you're saying I'm buying this donkey, Rabbi Yehuda says everything is included in sale. If you're saying is this your donkey, and I want to buy it, then the options, the sack, are not included in the sale. How do you explain Rabbi Yehuda? Amar Rabbi Yehuda said, Chamar chazu, if you say this donkey, Yada de Chamran dehu, then you know it's his donkey. V'hai de kamalezu, so why did you say this donkey? Mishum kelev kamale, because the buyer only wants to buy the donkey if the options come along with it. But if Chamar chahu, if you say, is this your donkey? That means the purchaser said, he did not know it's the seller's donkey. He just asked, is this your donkey? And therefore, this is what he meant to say. The purchaser meant to say, is this your donkey? That you could sell to me. Is this your donkey you could sell to me? So since he had no intention to buy the kalim, the options, the sack, so it's not included in the sale. That was the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Comes along the last Mishnah. If you sell a chamar, the baby of the donkey goes along with it. That's if you buy a donkey. Mochas apara, if a guy buys a cow, okay, the baby cow doesn't go along with it. Now, what's the difference? We're going to discuss that. Macha ashpa, if you're selling a pile, a garbage pail, macha zivla, then all the refuse in it is part of the sale. Macha bar, if you buy a pit, macha memel, then the water that's in the pit is included in the sale. Macha kaveris, if you buy a beehive, macha devarim, then the bees go along with the sale. Macha shoivach, if you buy a bird hoop, so mochayonim, then the dove coop, then the doves are included in the sale. Meaning that if you buy the main item, then the supplementary item, the item that it's supposed to hold, is included in the sale. Okay, so if you buy a beehive, for example, so you pay for the box itself, and now the bees are included in the sale. Now the Gemara wants to understand the first part of the Mishnah. Hey chidami, what's the first case of the Mishnah? When you buy a donkey, the child goes with. When you buy a cow, the child is not included. Hey chidami, if the seller said, I'm selling you the animal with its child, then when you buy the cow, it should include the baby. If you did not say, if the seller did not say, I'm selling it with its child, then the donkey baby should not be included in the sale. So the question of the Gemara is, what is the difference? When you buy a donkey, the baby donkey goes along with the donkey. If you buy a cow, the baby cow is not included in the sale. What's the difference? Amar Papa explained. The Amalei, you said, Chamor Menika. The seller said, I'm selling you a nursing cow, or a nursing donkey. Oh, there's a big difference. Bishlam apara, when you say a nursing cow, the kid is not included. So what did he mean? I'm selling you a nursing cow, that you want it for the milk. So a nursing cow has extra milk, so therefore the baby is not included in the sale. Elachamar, if you said a nursing donkey, my kamalei, why did you say it's a nursing donkey? Shma minos, it must be that the seller meant to say he ubana kamalei, that it and the baby donkey is included in the sale. So that's the now the Gemara just discusses language. By the cow, the baby cow is called bana, the son of the cow, but the baby chamar is called sayach. Now that's an odd vocabulary for calling a baby donkey. Why is a baby donkey called siyach? Answers the Gemara, it's very easy to train. When you speak softly to the baby donkey, it follows you. Unlike an old donkey, it's very hard to train because it's set in its ways. So even speaking nicely to the donkey, it's not going to follow you. Shmuel Bar Nachman Rabbi Yochanan. So here we're going to end off with a Garata in the last minute over here. He said like this, Rabbi Yochanan said, and we're just bringing where we see the word siyach means you follow after a nice talk. It's a pasuk in Erma Parsha by the Shir Saber. It says a funny pasuk. So the Gemara darshans the pasuk. Hamoishlim elu hamoishlim yitzrim. When the pasuk says those that rule, it means those that can control their thoughts. Boy cheshbon, a person who controls his yetzer hara, and he says, let me calculate what am I thinking about. Boy nechashash cheshbon shaloylam. Let me think about making a calculation of my action. Hefsed mitzvah connected schara. I'm going to try to calculate that if I miss the opportunity of doing a mitzvah, I'm going to lose the opportunity of getting reward in Olam Haba. Uschar Avera can Avera. And if a person calculates the benefit he does from doing an Avera in this world, but there's going to be a loss in the next world. So he makes such a cheshbon. Then, if you do that, then you'll be successful, not just in the next world. You'll be successful in this world, and you'll be established in the next world. The pasuk continues, if you're somebody that's easily seduced, you always follow soft speech. That means you follow your yetzer hara. Then the pasuk tells you, there's a fire that's going to come out. Because when you get to the next world, you're going to be jealous of those people that were able to control the yetzer hara. Those that made this calculation, a fire is going to come out and burn those that didn't make the cheshbon. Because you'll see tzaddikim there, up there where it really counts, and they're going to be in a higher spot than when you are on when you could have done the same thing. And then the pasuk finishes off. The fire is going to come out from the city of tzaddikim that are called trees. Sichon is another word for trees. We'll stop over here. But these fires from tzaddikim are going to burn somebody who's easily seduced, like like a baby donkey. So basically, the Gemara just brought this in to solidify that siyach is a baby donkey, because a baby donkey is easy to train because it follows after soft words, like somebody who follows after his yetzer hara. Okay, we're going to stop over here and continue tomorrow.